Hi, it's Tom here from FDS. I know it's been a while since I've made any content, so I thought I would go straight in with some Foamfest news. So, Foamfest is happening this year. It's finally going to be an in-person event, and I will be appearing at the event. It's on the 23rd of July at the University of the West of England, Bristol, at their Centre for Sport, and it opens at 10 in the morning and finishes at 4 p.m. There's a chance to see a whole load of other people aside from myself. I hear there's some American Nerf vampire guy might be putting in an appearance. Sounds newfangled, not heard of him. But there'll also be appearances from a lot of the UK's biggest Nerf teams. There'll be other YouTubers, there'll be vendors. There's also going to be obviously UK Nerf War and BritNerf. The UK's Nerf Forum will be there, and a chance for you to go and connect with the hobby and maybe buy some stuff, go and enjoy some talks and some discussion, a whole load of things. If you want to go and see what that's about, if you go to foamfest.co.uk and just go and search that up. They're also on Facebook. Please like the posts if you see them on Facebook, it really helps us out. And this year Foamfest is raising money for OTR Bristol, which is a young people's charity, and it works with young people aged 11 to 25 across Bristol and South Gloucestershire, and it helps support young people's mental health and offers drop-in services free and to young people in those areas. And last year, all of you who joined us online, a huge thank you to you. We raised over £5,000 for charity, and that went again towards young people's mental health, because it's an issue that many young people have been struggling with, and certainly over the pandemic that money will have made a huge difference. So don't forget, do get involved with Foamfest, and even if you can't attend, you can go and check out the content. Some of the content will be streamed this year, and there'll be some stuff for you to get involved with even if you're overseas. So back to my appearance at Foamfest. This will be my only public appearance in the Nerf hobby this year. I've had a really busy time. I'm now the CEO of a small charity working with children and young people's groups, so I have quite a different job to where I was at a couple of years ago, and I've had less time for getting involved with Nerf. So if you want to come see me, come hang out, say hello. I will have some of my stuff on display. I will have the Zombie Strike Krinkov. I'll have the original Rapid Pistol and a couple of other blasters that may or may not have been seen on the channel for some time. And also I'm going to have a whole bundle of stuff to sell. So there'll be a big stash of things like half-finished projects, unusual stuff, and it'll all be at reasonable prices. So if you're there with your kids and you just want something fun to take home, I guarantee I'll have something for you and for pocket money. So it's going to be a chance to just come say hello. I'm also going to be hanging out throughout the day and having hopefully a really good time. So that's the Foamfest update, and in preparation for Foamfest I realised that it's been a long time since I went to my secret stash of blasters. So I'm going to take you guys along with me, and we're going to go and have a delve around in my loft and see what is lurking in the loft. Now, one of the hard things about actually getting to all these stashed blasters in my loft is actually getting up in there. So let's just go through and we'll go and find the hatch. See, I'm filming vlogger style like a proper YouTuber with my camera on a stick. So we've got to find the hatch, and I'll get the hatch down. If you hear a really loud crash, that's me falling to my death from the loft hatch, and I'll leave all my blasters to Boff to dispose of for charitable gain. Let's have some light. So, behind me is a big box of stuff that I haven't been in for a while. I'm sure many of you who struggled over lockdown with getting to games because there weren't any and put your blasters away, and mine have been away ever since, apart from a few bits that we messed around with last year, and a few things have been out. So let's go and have a look and see what's in the box. So we can start with that. Thank you, Mr. Nerf Shack, and that's intended to be an Octashot, obviously, at some stage, and was bought for a project. It's an old Lannard triple shot, which you don't see so often nowadays. Also, another hidden gem. Can't remember what this is called. I always like the shape of it, and it's still working. Obviously, it's complete and it lights up. You've got the light up. There we go. You've got the LED glow. Now, there's a big box here. I'll have to go and have a look inside. I can't even remember what's in here. pump retail. This one's got the worker short dart breech on it. I can't remember whether we've had this on the channel or not, but this was down tuned to be my like 100 FPS to 130 FPS short dart blaster, and to that end it was all colour matched and stuff. I had a basic sighting setup on it, and I had a lot of fun with this blaster. I don't know whether I'll sell this, but we'll see. Again, obviously worker top rail kit. This was done as a budget build with just all the bolt-on goodies. Another Retaliator, and this has been on the channel. This is my original Orange Modworks retail. It's got a Gavin Fuzzy pump kit on it, and it's got a top rail. Again, I can't remember whose top rail that is. It's potentially Gavin's top rail as well. He made me some cool little custom inserts for this to identify it as mine. This blaster was famously the one that I used when I wore my Reaper costume and went to a Bristol Blast in disguise. Well, this is a very old blaster. And that's the first strife I ever did. It's a black strife. Everybody has to have some black in their back catalogue, but you'll notice I left quite a bit of orange on here. And this particular strife was a test to see whether vinyl dye was any good as a finish. And it's kind of okay. I mean, I did it, I made it. I don't know about getting rid of this, but it's certainly one that you might not have seen. It's been in here a very long time. I think it hasn't been used in anger for maybe 6 years. So the technology moved on very quickly, as did my modding ability. And that one is a bit of a hack job. And we have a fluffy bag. Those are usually important. The Zombie Strike Krinkov. Some of you will remember this, and obviously has a matching stock. And this has a few extra things. It has a light mount for in case I was going to go to caves. And obviously all still in its original paint. All set up currently for a sub 130, has a Heston Systems precision cage in it. Great, but doesn't like pull darts, soggy pull darts. Fires really reliably. Had a lot of fun with this, took it to loads of places, took it to youth clubs and stuff for kids to use. And watching like kids of 7 or 8 with this was very, very amusing when they realised that if they just held their finger on the trigger, it just blitzed every target in sight. And hearing them laughing was well worth the build just for that. And I've used this a number of times, it's been lots of places. I don't know what's in some of these bags. Oh yes, I remember now. So the original short barrel, and I think the original stock here. Yep. So underneath here, this is my prototype blaster cozy, and inside the prototype blaster cozy is the original Mark 1 rapid pistol, and this was made all in prototype material. This was a completely one-off at the time, and obviously since then the world has come a long way, but at the time this type of stuff was really rare. And obviously Bobo is the inventor of the rapid pistol, so shout out to Will. And this is the original version of the kit that was produced by Blastersmiths. This one is now getting pretty old. You can't really use the stock in anger because the stock block is not that strong. So the stock is kind of a display item now. But there you can see it in its long form. And its shoulder's really nice. And again, this one's just got a basic flat top kit on it that I built long before anyone else was making anything like that. All still in full working order. Currently runs Bulldog wheels and original XP 180s. And I may be prepared to let this go if the price is right. But the stock block, yeah, it's just getting kind of delicate, so you do have to be a bit careful with the stock block. It's probably now considered a historic artifact in some respects, but it was used a lot. Had a lot of fun with it, been to many events over the years. Some of you may have seen it in person. So that is the first box. We'll just put that out of the way. And then we can get to the second box. There's probably 2 more boxes. We'll go and have a little look. There's a pile of treasure over this side of the loft, and I'll take you guys over there in a minute. So this box is mostly unpainted things. Some of this has never been seen on the channel before, I'm pretty sure. And I'll probably go through all this stuff. It's obviously lots of mags, essential war ingredients, and loads of those have got used all the time. So my personal rampage. which has like a shotgun mod, and this was just done for HVZ because when you fight zombies you should have a shotgun. Just the rules. Now this one has never been on the channel as far as I can remember, aside from a bit of testing potentially. This was my sub 100 long shot build, which kind of worked and kind of didn't. It's got the original kind of Orange Modworks, the low power spring, I think it was an 8 kilo, and then it's got an F1055 pump kit on it, and still works, all in good condition. And I used this in a couple of games. Obviously I discovered that having an unsealed breech on a long shot means that you're never going to hit anything, because you just get all this muzzle blast and stuff goes everywhere and your darts don't go where you aim them. But it was a lot of fun to use, and it felt really old school using a long shot in wars. And for sub 100, you know, it was fun. Hammer shots, I think I've got 2 or 3 of these in here. Single shot sledge fire, everybody should aim one. Great blaster, a lot of fun, and just hugely amusing to use with or without the multi-shot shells. Now this is probably my favourite blaster. I'm not sure I'd ever sell this, but I do love the Cassian Andor, and this was sent to me by Jomo, so cheers buddy. I enjoyed this so much, and I got loads of use. It still works, it's in lovely working order. It's set up for 100 feet per second to 130 feet per second, and I've used this at loads of games. I don't know if I can bear to let that go, because it's kind of one of my favourites. Roto Fury with the upgrade spring in it, lots of fun, and again makes very big satisfying clunky noises. Here's something you don't see very often these days, Boomco. This was made for by my good friends on Boner, so thank you very much for that, buddy. And I did use this in games. This was my sidearm at the Bristol Blast that I went in disguise, because nobody would have expected me to use Boomco. And this one's got, I think, cut down K26 in it. Shoots really, really well. Great little blaster, lots of fun, very pokey. It's the Halo Magnum. More Boomco. I think this one was inherited. I think this was one that got left behind at the club. And the rest of that box is the accessories for the Cassian Andor. Next to the pile of boxes, we've got another test strife. This is the original test mule strife, and it's currently, I can't remember what's currently in here. Oh, a Hooligan Blaster Company Riot Cajun wheels and short dart pusher. I haven't got this to work yet. One day it'll work. I don't know about selling this. I might well sell it, but it has some cool original bits and pieces on it. Obviously has big battery tray extension, and it has the full stock kit on it. It's got the Viper kit on it, whatever that. Can't remember what they call that kit. It's been so long since I had it out there. This was set up for stealth purposes, for use in games on a closed site, so that's why it's so black. I never painted it because I wasn't using it outside. I think if I was to use that outside, I'd definitely paint it. Massive, great big rival. Can't remember what it's called. Lots of fun, shoots lots of barrels. And again, I will probably be selling this. This has got my man size shoulder stock extension, which is a shotgun recoil pad, and actually means that it'll stay in your shoulder while you cock it, which is very useful. And I had a lot of fun with that too. It's great for HVZ because it holds lots of shots. Now another blast from the past, Busby Ultimate Missile Blast. This is my shield breaker of choice. This one's got a little sneaky brass barrel on it, so you can put a single shot dart with a ramrod down it if there's somebody that you want to get from a long way away. But it's mainly designed for shield breaking, and that's why it just has a single loop on it, just hangs off my kit if there's shields in play. And again, quite a rare blaster nowadays, not so many of those around. Okay, we're right in the back corner of the loft now, and there's all kinds of random stuff up here in the background. So I'm just going to bring you guys over the top, and we'll zoom you in. Okay, so in this corner we can see an original Air Zone Punisher. There's the remains of a Stampede and I think a whole Nitron there. There's also, I believe, a whole Rapid Strike, and down here there's a complete Rapid Strike in the box, and then that's the box from my Deadpool Kronos set, which I still have and I still use those. And then here's just a big bag of random accessories. Now, the Airzone Punisher is a fully working, it was a working blaster many years ago, and it's actually the barrels rotate. And then the darts are shot through the centre line of that. It makes a great basis for an unusual prop blaster, and when it was out there weren't any other rotating minigun type deals, so if anyone's interested in that, that'll be going for a ridiculously cheap price. In that box down there, there's also a load of barrels and bits and other things. So there you have it. There are all the secret blasters that are stashed in my loft, and there is a load more stuff in my workshop, and next time we're up in the workshop maybe I'll show you that lot too. So thank you very much for coming along for the ride, and look out for more content this week.